Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Krollboer, or Mr. CB for short, and this is the second part of the first lesson in our series about mapping. And in this lesson, this part of this lesson, we'll be talking about different types of maps and how they'll help us to understand geography a little bit better. And by knowing geography better, we will understand better the connection and the relationship between the land and the people that live on the land, such as us. So while we're going through these different types of maps, there are three guiding questions that I'd like you to be considering. The first guiding question is, what information is the map sharing with us? And a tip is, try to check the title. Often the title will give away what that map is sharing with you. The second guiding question I'd like you to be thinking about is, what does the legend tell us about what the different colors or symbols mean? Not every map has a legend, and we'll find that out sometimes too. But some of the ways that maps are represented are common across many different types of maps, so you can start to discover themes as well. The third question is, what are the cardinal directions on this map? And similar to the legend, there are some maps that won't have a compass rose with cardinal directions included on them, but again, there's a theme that will happen between different maps that makes them consistent. So here's our first type of map. This is a physical map, and this is a physical map of Brazil. And what type of information is it sharing with us? It's sharing the physical geography of Brazil, meaning it tells you what's the surface of the land like. And although there isn't a legend, something that we would begin to notice once we've looked at many maps is that often the colors will show the altitude, meaning how high or how low that land is. Something else that you might notice, even though there's no legend, is that the blue lines represent rivers. Again, there's no compass rose on this map. However, there is a theme on maps. I've added a compass rose here to show that north will be pointing upwards on a map. So the compass rose will always be aligned north as upwards on a two-dimensional map. I also wanted to point out that in between our cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west, that there are things we call intermediate directions. So meaning between north and east is northeast. So northeast is an intermediate direction. So when you're describing directions on a map, you can also use a diagonal, so up and to the right, instead of just straight up or straight to the right. The other intermediate directions are southeast, which is between south and east, southwest, which is between south and west, and northwest, which is between north and west. You'll notice that it's always shared with the north or the south first. The second type of map that we're going to look at is a map of natural resources. This specific map says, the title, Great Britain, Her Natural and Industrial Resources. And you can see that this one, even though you may not be able to read it, it has quite a specific legend. It's got many things on that legend, all the different types of resources that could be found on this map. And as you can see, there are little symbols such as this red and yellow one that you can find in different spots on the map representing that resource being found at that location. The third and final type of map we're going to look at today is a climate map. So this is a map of Canada, but it looks different from that original map of Canada that we looked at in the previous part, which was a political map. This is a climate map, meaning that it's organized and color-coded based on what type of climate you would find in that area. And the legend at the bottom describes what type of climate you would find in each of those areas which are color-coded. Hopefully, learning the different types of maps and how they affect the geography will help you to better understand that geographical thinking, how are the people that live on the land related to the geography